Alright, welcome to episode 43 of Kael'Alanai, where today the task is essentially finishing off, hopefully, a good chunk of the sub-basement. And I also discovered through work on Avon Terror, it was like, what, a couple of days ago now? That, yeah, even though it looks like it's to scale, like, the scaling of the rendering of the floor plan and how that is able to translate into blocks in Minecraft is freaking way off. Like, for example, if it doesn't decide to turn crash on me, because right now I'm also re-encoding all the previous episodes to make them take up less space, but once the map actually, resumes responding. See, there's like a dark line here. That's because I've meant the kind of like almost like mini wall type thing here. But this here, right, is super thin on the map. But then at the same time, like, this is, according to the rendering, supposed to be about, I don't know, 26 blocks long. In game, it is 17. So according to this, right, or according to the rendering rather, this should be 27 blocks long. And at the same time, take it from there actually, going from here to here, right, in game it's 24. And according to the rendering, it should be, oh, hang on, not 24, sorry. I'm looking the wrong way, no, wrong way around. Fixing up something that's actually the right way around. It actually is turned 17, but so in-game is correct. It actually is supposed to be 17, but the overall length / width type thing of wall to wall should be pretty much exactly 21, right? So from here, or from here rather, so from here all the way to here, and hang on, so we can mess it up again. So here to here, which doesn't seem to be wanting to set for some reason. Alright, let's right click there. Yeah. So in game this is 23 wide, right? So between the 2 points is 22 blocks. According to the rendering, that should be 1 block shorter. But yet, you come over to here, right? And according to the rendering, the inside is supposed to be, let's call it 19 blocks. And yes, it's just freaking not. Like, it's just not. And so, take it from here. And so, actually, take it from there. There. To Yeah, so this is 17 here, right? The rendering says that should be essentially 19. But the real problem comes from here, right? Because looking on the rendering, it's 1.5 centimeters. So that's like what? About 4.5 blocks? Then 2 blocks? Then 5 blocks? Oh, 5 and... Oh, yeah, about 10... 5.5 blocks. Then it has another 2 blocks. Right? So it's like what? 4.5 to 10, and then it's 5, right? Meaning this here should be going all the way to here. Then another 2, and then yeah, it's like 3 or 4 blocks. Yeah, but cool about 4 blocks for the gap here, right? But this just does not line up with it. But it's most notable though, or most noticeable, ironic enough, with here. Because the version on Even Terror, right, Tony worked on, and got distracted by Tony saying out somewhere door for a sec there, but essentially, not swording someone. But essentially, like, coming off as this one here or this one here, but one of the two, right? It's supposedly, like one distance across and then another distance entirely by 10 blocks difference. I think. I'm pretty sure it's this one here. Right, so I think it's that one. Yeah. So on the rendering, right, it's about 8.5 centimeters, right? Multiply that by 3 to get the blocks. Looking at around, I don't know, 26.5. So round up 27 blocks. Down the bottom, it still says 8.5, but yet also at the same time, right? The curved part, so that part there, right, shows as 3.5, right, which is about 11 blocks, and then 3.5 again, so another 11, and then 3.5 again, so a third 11. So width-wise, it's what? What? 8.5 plus 24, 25, 26, 27 blocks. But yet, the inner side, right, which is supposed to be 11 blocks width, right, not counting the vertical walls, that's 33 blocks wide. Mind you, this is on a 45-degree angle, so, like, there's no, like, oh, it's just like, because of the mathematics type thing, like, no, like, it's literally 45-degree angles, and that's how long the straight lines are. So essentially, is not really, quite working out the way it should. So I'm gonna have to slightly tweak the way that I actually build the design. And I'm thinking, for like all the little tiny fiddly things, I'm just gonna design it however I want for the inside, and go purely based on the actual outline of the black walls, right? Which, admittedly, they're also for the most part like multiple block sticks, so it kind of makes it a lot easier. But let's, like basically just keep getting things going. Now, I'm going to also clear out a bunch of terrain here, because, as you can imagine, it's kind of hard to build if you can't really see what you're actually working on. So, also, just so this doesn't end up feeling kind of like a slog, or say, or more to point, so I don't end up feeling like I'm just kind of just working on the world. I'm actually going to allow myself to start doing stuff like this off camera as well, and just catch you guys up on what I've been doing when I try and come back. And yeah, and what the hell does my freaking room smell like weed again? Like, this is freaking fucked up. Like, I've only been able to smell weed inside my room today, and nowhere else. Mind you, my window is closed, so there should be no source of weed smell in my room. And adding on to that fact as well, is the fact that, like, I literally also have a, like, essentially turned odor killing candle as well. And yeah, I can still smell it. So, who knows? I'm also going to tweak the PMMO config too. And ended up finding out, it's like, what, about a week ago now? That you can actually add vein mining capacity to items. So I'm gonna did that on Avon Terra, and now I get like freaking just insane regen capacity. I think it's like what, 1200 base, and I think it's like 1650 is the maximum if I'm holding my pickaxe. Yeah. Also, I did a little bit of work in terms of processing more of my sticks as well. So, got a little bit more in the way of charcoal now too. It's just taking freaking forever. I've also added a bit more oil to the refinery as well, so I got some more of basically all of my products from that. I will, however, probably have to start buying kerosene eventually, simply because the only way to get kerosene is literally by processing diesel specifically, or by processing crude oil. And of course, crude oil, well, okay, cool, so I can actually literally just buy oil. Nice! That'll make things way freaking easier. And we'll also technically need, method net / use for my freaking LPG though. There's going freaking a shit ton of that, because LPG is pretty much only used for making plastic, or I suppose I could sell the excess LPG for emeralds, but probably need a second Amazon tablet to basically do that. But yeah, turn plastic though, like, I'm really not going to be using reinforced pressure tubes because I've already got the turn blue ones anyway. Plastic sheets though, I don't need as much because I'm on single player. Like for elevators, for tanks, I won't really be using the Legos. It was a sensor. Oh. Won't need nearly as many freaking upgrades because don't have anyone to sell them to. Might need them for memory sticks though. Bunch of expansion cards, micro missiles. Honestly, at this point I might just just simply make micro missiles just to have an excuse to turn and consume plastic. Make cylinders. When I need program puzzle pieces, there's transistors, PCBs, capacitors. PCBs I'll mainly need for like assembly setups, flux compressors, pneumatic dynamos, which apparently just turns compressed air into RF, but of course I'm making air with RF, so that is useless. Might need security stations maybe, but I wouldn't really need it on this world though, simply because like I'm the only one who's going to be playing on it at any given time. And in case anyone spit that one out and start again. In case anyone is wondering, the sound you just heard was a notification from Fluxer, which is the Discord alternative. I got it up on one of my tabs. Definitely going to be making a lot of drones though. There goes module expansion cards, basically just added net to existing modules on the pipes, so not really much, really use for for all the plastic. I mean, like technically speaking, for example, like capacitors, for PCBs, transistors for PCBs, remote. I'm pretty sure, like, mainly pneumatic cylinders will probably be needed more, I think. Yeah, I need them for turning door bases. And that's basically it. Oh, door bases and elevator bases. Because, it's only like, what? Effectively 3 plastic per cylinder. Right? And then it's like, 2 cylinders per elevator base. Or 1 per pneumatic door base, so... Oh. Or most likely, do like the really smart thing though, and like essentially just have what I call it, like just an army of drones flying all over the version of Wolfreach that I eventually build. Simply saying like, the whole city's safe. Because once I get enough, like, I won't know if the thing that will mainly be hard to get will actually be the expetrified orbs. Because, I got a shit ton more worlds that I can spawn in. So, yes. I'll think of something. But yeah, that's probably about it for the most part, really. Like, I found a bunch of stellar arcanums, but not really many petrified orbs. Because with a stellar arcanum, I can actually make, for example, infinite ammo, right, for turning drones. But at the same time, I could also just like simply fill up a chest with with ammo for a drone as well. And given how much I get unbreaking enchantments, like I could probably even afford to just like enchant some with unbreaking. Yeah. I really can't freaking wait until all this freaking mined out. Unfortunately, today's going mainly just a lot of this. Like, there's not really much I can do but this type thing. Like, even just looking at the ME system, even for example, like, everything that's involved in it is all like essentially like just waiting on processing. Because what the? Okay, I got T2. That's why. Right. I'm actually also really looking forward to when I actually get the system kind of a bit more, I guess, emptied, because once I have the ability to grind down the charcoal again. Actually, hang on. Yeah, all I gotta do really space is wait for that to turn and finish. Essentially grinding up some sticks, and then I can actually make up to 700 charcoal go through the system, or as far as I can literally just freaking manually shove them in. Right, listen, I'm pretty sure this should feed into the ME system. Why aren't you making any noise? Like, that should be freaking making noise, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's just not. Let's do... Warm up. What can I turn warm up into? Okay, so ground mutton, 1.5. That's 1. Maybe. So I don't really need to keep mutton anymore, so... Or I can shove it through the sawmill. Might do that, actually. Freaking hate turning explosive sneezes. Just lift up my 10 microphones and I wouldn't absolutely blow everyone's 10 ears out, and B, just because like I don't want to get like snot all over my 10 microphone. Alright, so yeah, so it's basically about it for now. Yeah. There's dirt. Dirt turns into mud. Mud enriches into clay. So it looks like. Yep, cool. It does go in. This one here also does. Nice. A little bit of like, you know, more enjoyable stuff for you guys to watch. Namely me getting rid of a bunch of charcoal. And as an added bonus, the sulfur that's coming out is also able to actually run my ore processing. Unfortunately, I'll need a shit ton more, but... I'm sure it's... Ah, yes. Okay. So, let's... looks like I don't have any other capacitors yet. That's why I've only got a double layer. Ah, well. Unfortunately, basically everything right now is locked behind processing. Essentially, everything. Now that's a basic, so I need to make an advanced. Tell them to make the advanced. I need apparently shit tons of flint. Yay! That means I have to process down cobble and gravel. Let's do gravel first. And actually, got less than a stack of granite, so... and while that one's running... see, I need to turn the process down all of the copper there in the chest, so then I can process down the osmium to make a advanced tier installer to then be able to process more of my sticks into sawdust. And now I have to make another one to be able to upgrade the enrichment chamber as well. Fun! Actually, not screw it. Let's just be extra smart and just do that. Most of those need to be put through the enrichment chamber, but right now though, I believe it's actually full. Scratch on the back and I managed to freaking rip the head off a pimple. Actually, do I have any mechanical chests? No. Can I make one? Kind of loath to, clear this one now, but might have to. What? There we go. Now. And this tells me the compressor which we need later on. That's right, yeah. Before I started the recording today, I was working on getting some volume upgrades for the Amazon tablet here. Because then that not only increases the amount of capacity in my system, but it actually also allows me to, essentially, like hold more in the Amazon tablet alone. Right. Take all the charcoal dust. Take all the powdered coal. this will get, essentially like, sorted out. Don't know what it's doing that one. But yeah, that'll slowly get sorted out, and yeah. And yeah, there's not really much else to do now but wait. Like, I don't really have any more charcoal I can put in, except like, 15. But that'll all come in time. So yeah, and part of the reason I need to get all here cleared out though is so I can actually see where I'm actually working with as well. Actually, not screw it. Let's real quick. Hang on. Why am I trying flying back? I can literally just turn the warp over. Yeah, it's kind of a pity I don't have another turn CPU available. Though, knowing me, I'll probably just turn assign it to make more sticks into turn sawdust. But, so it looks like at this point, to be able to get anything more, I literally need either cobble deep sour or just strap cobble. Since that's already done, let's just, I'm actually kind of surprised I don't have it turned not pattern, turned bookmarked. Because usually I do. Oh, let's bookmark it now. And then of course I'm just missing a piece of iron. So if I do this, then I can fill this all up with a whole bunch of cobble. And by having a whole lot of cobble going, I can then, in turn, make a whole shit ton of brown. And deliberately leaving when a turn goes under a stack in there, because that way it still reserves the spot. Which I very much want. Get rid of a bunch of the sticks. These I'm leaving in here for now though, because I'll need them for the quarry. I guess this point, yeah, it's really just down to like just taking out all the wall blocks. Because wall blocks having their amount of space to take up, I'm not really too fussed about. But it's mainly the other stuff that I am. And of course got shit tons of sand. Won't run the concrete powder for a while. And grid sand. There's not really much that gets crafted. Okay, cool. So, yeah, Crusher just guarantees it. Good to know. be able to use that to, you know, increase the the storage of my my silicon input. You see, this way. You see here, it takes in silicon. Although, that's also just automatically produced by the signal anyway, so yeah. Honestly, the fact that it doesn't always make silicon doesn't really matter, and it doesn't really bother me much, because like, I can literally just make infinite freaking sand. You know, like, going onto the map, if I need more cobble, I've got shit tons here. It's no squishy, like, I can literally double it. Or even like double and add an extra chunk as well. And then I can like double it there, or even triple. Or even add like a second, like 2/3 of the current size onto there, and still not even hit water. Although I will eventually probably have to like, you know, fill in all this with sand, just like something, you know, just block it up basically. But yeah, like in general, though, I can make this pretty freaking big. Like I can literally go all the way down to like here with it. So that's a pretty freaking big mine I can make. So this will be what? Maybe the next 10 years of stone? All slowly going through, and of course it's all stack up in here, and slowly getting processed in here. Kind of tempted to swap over the turn capacitors though. But yeah. And of course, that's why I'm talking here, because that's freaking loud. And as you can see there, the goals really haven't changed pretty much at all. Haven't thought of anything to put in these two question mark slots yet, but I'm also focusing on building the manor itself, so yeah, there's not really much going on around here yet. Like, mainly, you know, future episodes will be a lot more action-packed. For now, though, yeah, there's not really much to do other than waiting, which is kind of annoying. There's one to be like doing stuff. Like, you know, I want to be able to like just place like huge orders and everything as well. Of course, can't yet because, well, you know, I don't have the CPUs. Like, I've got the stuff in place for it. I just need a crafting storage. Actually, I wonder. Can manually produce a 1K? Not quite. So I need a bit of redstone, which I don't have any. Let's... No, let's just like, you know, force one through. Wait until this is done. Now we need enough redstone to work that for a little bit. Well, that might end up filling here. Oh, maybe not. There we go. And then gold. Oh, screw this. Make as third time's the charm. There. that alongside that. And now we have another enemy cell, or another CPU online. Yeah. And of course 1K really is not enough to work with, so make it 4K. Ah, right. I forgot about that. No, screw it, let's do this. It's expecting 12, so... Alright. Hopefully... Alright, it's because that turn goes out too fast. There we go. Now, need to put that there. And now I can upgrade the 1K. First though, no, I've got the installer set here. Okay, assembler. I'm relying on the fact that the export for the redstone is going super slowly to actually be able to do all this crafting. Yeah, I've already got enough of these to do all that. Oh well. Can't remember the stuff, man. I'm crafting that right now anyway. Units. Okay. Because I'm only going to be using a certain amount of units, so I haven't done them crafted. Or pattern rather. And make another crafting unit and co-processing unit. Which thankfully shouldn't take too long to make. I'm definitely going to do some more work offline though, or off camera rather. So then, when I record the next episode, it'll be a lot more, like basically a lot more work, and less just like, you know, kind of progression like this. Because I'm pretty sure even you guys, you know, much prefer the way the content is when I'm just basically powering through building this channel. It's an absolute freaking insane home. And yes, it is an absolutely insane home. Like, look at it, like, literally, this is, like, only a small freaking part of the channel footprint. Like, literally all of here is going to be the size of the map once it's actually finished. It's freaking insane. Right now. Right, cool, so I can make a 1K. And now I've got 2 that I can work with. So I just realized I'm not an idiot. I can lose turn freedom like this. And wait until it's already done. Cool. Hang on. Can't quite turn just order them up anyways. I don't have the pattern for it. Actually, no, screw it. Let's make that. Well, there you go. I'm able to make each of the parts, so. Just trying to make. Actually, how many more do I need? 1, 2, 3. And some of them need to be visible. Hang on. I've got one in each corner as well. Which means that one actually is needed. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right, so I need 12 more of these. So we're at 12. And of course, I now need to craft those diamonds. And yeah, once that was all in, and there's a crafting storage on each, then all these will come online. Yeah. Slow the game there. That's 22 of them needed. That's the logic here, gag. This is literally overflowed the gravel now. See? That represents what? Call about 1400 gravel? Slightly well. These are going to get more metallurgical fuses for. Admittedly, I won't really need much of thermonuclear, because Radiant's nerd does freaking hell of a lot of turn lifting. It's 12. I also need a shit ton more of units, but I'm going to do processing units first, then I'll work my way up. Like, admittedly though, I am also eventually going to have to uncraft code processing units, because I need whole new units for the mega crafting units to make the mega co-processing units. But, you know, they'll get there eventually. Accumulation processor, I've got that almost set up. I just need to make the press for it. Because I'm all out of redstone. Because of course I'm all out of redstone. Because, yeah, why would I run, like, you know, not run out of redstone? Actually, can I please see my ender chest? No. What about in my old chest? Looks like... also no. Okay. Good to know. Well, stacking it is. And of course I'm also slowly getting through all my charcoal. Unfortunately, without speed upgrades, which I have 0 of, I'm not really going to be able to get there much faster. Admittedly, it could absolutely be worse. Because I could have to do all of this manually. Yeah, the thing for a sec there was I had the what do you call it, the assemblers down. And it's like, oh yes, because it's like mirroring the top. That is 12. You need to 24. Still going strong. I'll process some more of yours, so... I'll be able to do that, then to rapidly speed through, you know, processing shit tons of gravel. Oh. I did not mean to do that. Yeah. Let's make more soda soon. Yeah. Why is page done? I'll wait until they'll get stopped with me, and then I can make another round of the same exact and service crystals I'm actually trying smashing up now, but it'll actually be, I believe, 64 of them. Rather than boring you with the entire process of making these, because I'm gonna just make like a few thousand of each actually. Yeah, rather than boring you with it, I'm just gonna cut the episode here because it's now like an hour long, and yeah, I'll see you all in episode 44.